sharing with real estate agents how to grow loan officers, this setting expectations, there's maybe...
And we all know rate is important, right? Because that is a part of the calculation, but is that the only thing? So, hey everybody, Sean here. Welcome to the Renown Mortgage podcast. As always, I'm Sean Walker here with our founder and CEO, Justice Roberts. Justice, how are you doing?
And I'm doing great. We've got a lot of sun in the most recent days and more sun to look forward to. So it's a beautiful Northwest. I was reminded yesterday of just how gorgeous and beautiful this place is that we live. So really enjoying the spring/summer that we are in the middle of.
I just spent the weekend sunny, rainy Washington, D.C. That was interesting. I didn't know 75, one day, absolutely beautiful. Love the weather. Next day, torrential downpour, just out of control. But it was great because we were singing songs and doing things and it was absolutely perfect. So, absolutely loved it. But it was great to come back to Washington State and just, we're here. We're in the sun. So it's the season though, right? It is the season. This is what we're going to talk a little bit about today. I'm just going to dive right in. The season of home buying. It's the spring, it's the summer. People are starting to make a move. Summertime comes because school is coming in the fall. We've got to make that change. Sometimes, and this is one of the things I want to talk to you about today, and I know you know this well, all the information that we can get from chat, Claude, Google, the news, friends, just about anywhere. You can get all of this information when it comes to the home buying process. Sometimes that information isn't helpful. It's too much and it becomes paralyzing. What is it that prevents people from just getting that full clarity and that full decision-making process so that they can start moving forward if it is in fact something that they want to do?
I would say I completely agree that, information from so many, from so many different places, that really overcomplicate, what making a decision, needs to actually look like. And so I've definitely, I've had some conversations even in the last couple of weeks where I've had some clients and some agents that are like, we've had some conversations going like, hey, do we really want to go down this path this far? And it's like, it's not that we can't, because we absolutely can. And we can rationalize it out. But the fact that we're in this place of looking at every single detail and needing to look at it in that way tells us that really it's not really about the thing. The thing's not about the thing. It's really about the fact that you are having a hard time making a decision at this point, which then let's just call it what it is. Like if that's what it is, you're having a hard time making a big financial decision. Well, I can understand that. I can empathize with that. I've got plenty of compassion to understand that, like, hey, you spending this amount of money is a big deal. So you're overthinking something that doesn't necessarily need to be overthought. And I think being able to have a coach and have, those types of conversations, I think is what enables us to move forward. But really at the end of the day, I think making a decision is having clarity on what you're actually agreeing to and then just making the decision. Like you're going to say yes today. You're going to commit first and maybe figure out some of the little details as you go. Yeah.
There is a little bit, again, the largest financial decision the majority of people are going to make, and one of the most paralyzing, I think, reasons people do it is, or don't do it, or sit on the sidelines, is a lack of information. And that information brings confidence. And, like what you said, having a coach who will sit down with you, having a mortgage advisor who will sit down with you and say, these are your numbers. And every single real estate agent that I talk to in the business, when we're doing our marketing pieces for real estate agents, when we're wanting to do a buyer education real estate piece, it is always number one at the top, almost without fail. A client needs to know their numbers. Knowing their numbers does so much for everyone involved. One, it lets the real estate agent know this is the pond we're going to. This is the area that we're going to. This is where we're fishing. It also lets the client know, okay, this is the house I can afford. And it gives you a couple of options to say two things. One, maybe I need to save up some more. Maybe we need to make some adjustments. Maybe we need, because for what I can afford right now, it's not what I want to do. Or man, I qualify for way more than I thought I did. I can actually, and if it's a good decision, having that coaching process, some people go, I can qualify for way more. That still doesn't make it a good decision, right? So, um, being
Absolutely.
able to navigate those things at the core of that, the foundation is know your numbers. And not knowing your numbers can be paralyzing. So, helping people understand and know their numbers is, you know, that's your step one, right? I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's the step one. As you're sharing, I'm reminded of, some conversations that I've had earlier on in my career. Credit scores was a thing that I heard a
Right.
lot where people didn't
Right.
want to get their credit scores pulled,
Well,
which, hey,
right.
we could talk about that a little bit here
Right.
today. And the idea is like whether people are ashamed of where their credit's at or they
Yeah.
don't know what may be there. At the end of the day, it's like I'm the credit doctor. I'm someone who
Right.
can actually assist and help, and I
Yeah.
can help, I can't see it. And part of it is like people just don't want to look. That's the other part is like they're so afraid of what they feel like they'll find on the other side. And
Yeah.
newsflash is that guess what? It's probably better than
Then you
what you
think, yeah.
actually think.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
probably better. Like I
Yeah.
can't tell you time and time and time again clients that are like, man, this isn't going to work. And they feel like
Yeah.
they're going to, have someone slam some hammer down that says you are dumb.
Right.
And
Right.
at the end of the day, that's not what it is. What it is
Right.
somebody that's coming alongside of you and going, actually, this actually works much better than you
Right.
thought it did. Or
Yeah.
actually, you're a couple of quick little tweaks away from this whole thing coming together. And they're
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. And maybe you are in a really challenging financial space.
Yeah.
Having a same level of somebody that's coming alongside you to help you guide you through those process, I think is
Yeah.
still a ton of value and way better than what people are expecting, which is
Yeah.
really the point that I'm, I
Yeah.
guess wanting to drive home is like,
Right.
you got to take a look at it, face your fears and
Yep.
do it with someone who is willing to coach you along through the process. And I think that it becomes a lot less scary and
Yeah.
it becomes something you feel a lot more comfortable, moving forward with.
Yeah. No, you did it perfectly. You just the myth of the credit score fear. Oh, what's it going to be? And if it is it just the end of the world? And this is what I'm locked into? No, there are actually paths forward, and everyone's path is going to be a little bit different, but there are paths forward to taking your credit score and getting it to some place where it's actually a benefit to you. So, no, amazing. You did that really, really well. Well, as we wrap up today, what would you're a buyer. They're sitting next to you at the coffee shop, and you overhear them, and they're like just stuck credit score fears, all these fears. What are you leaning over and saying to them really quick when you're out of the way of the coffee shop? What's your advice as a mortgage advisor?
I think at the end of the day is like reach out to someone that can
Yeah.
actually walk you through the process to help
Yeah.
you to, get there. Like it's not if you can qualify, it's when. Like that's the
Right.
worst case scenario. It's not do I qualify or do I not? It's hey, what does it look like for you to be able to qualify for? And I would just also encourage people that it's likely better than what you actually think.
Yeah.
And especially if you've got a team like I've seen situations that seem completely far-fetched and not even
Yeah.
realistic to 90 days,
Yeah.
3 months, which
Yeah.
is super, super fast to go from, "Hey, there's no chance that
Right.
I ever am able to buy a house," to, "I'm closing on a house?" Like, what is
Right.
this? I've seen it time and time again. So,
Yeah.
I would just say bet on yourself and get with someone who you feel like can, support you along the way. Absolutely, we at Renown are happy
Yeah.
to provide that service and really just be a coach along the way to you getting into homeownership.
I think that was the best way to end this. Absolutely bet on yourself. Believe that there's a possibility. One of the best ways of knowing is knowing. So to find out you've got the information that helps you make a decision to move forward. That is absolutely, we're gonna end it right there perfectly. Justice, as always, thank you. Hey, if you love this information or you know someone who needs to know this information, you've got someone that they're like, I'm paralyzed, like, share, subscribe, send it to them, let them know. We will be here for you every single week. So for right now, I am Sean Walker,
And I'm Justice Roberts.
and we will see you next week.